Good morning, St. Francis. It is Tuesday, May the 18th, 2021, Tuesday of the 7th week of Easter, the last week of Easter. It is the 44th day of Easter. Coming to you this morning from the parking lot, just because it's kind of interesting. Cars for morning drop-off at the Franciscan School are passing by, and it is a cloudy, kind of icky morning, but not too bad. Supposed to get hot later on in the week, so hopefully enjoy the more temperate weather while it lasts. Today, on this 44th day of Easter, Paul, again, journeying to Rome, where he will eventually experience martyrdom, basically says a very odd kind of thing. He justifies himself first to the people of Miletus, another city in Greece, justifying his work, his mission, what he did. And then he says the odd thing at the end of it: I am not responsible for the blood of any of you, which is kind of a weird sort of thing for Paul to say, but again, he was a weird kind of man in a lot of ways. But the reality is that the proclamation of faith, the proclamation of what it is that Jesus came to do, what we are asked to continue, is something that is incumbent upon all of us, something that is a responsibility for all of us. And it also, in some ways, it means the consequences that go along with that. It is not something that should stop us from wanting to proclaim the good news, but something that should encourage us always to keep proclaiming the good news in whichever way we can, despite sometimes the responses to it, which may not be as generous and as kind as they could be. With that in mind, then Jesus, as again nears the end of the Last Supper in John's Gospel, talks with God and says, that as Jesus has been faithful to God, he requests that God be faithful to him in what all is about to happen and everything that's he's about to undergo. He says two things that are important. Eternal life is knowledge. Not necessarily comfort and peace and everything else like that. It's knowledge of who and what God is. That is eternal life. That is life to its fullest. That's life in its most meaningful. That is life in its most powerful. It's knowing that there is a God who cares, who loves, who wants what is best for us, who guides us, who nurtures us, who tries to lead us out of what is painful and dark and dreary and awful into what is glorious, wonderful, and light-filled. That is the God that we come to know, and that is the God of eternal life. That is the experience of eternal life. It isn't some heaven afterwards. It is the understanding of it being here and now. The last thing that Jesus does, again, is continue to pray. To pray for not just the apostles, but for all of us who basically follow after him. That we might continue to persevere, that we might not just endure, but thrive in what faith opens up to us, in what the mission and message of the gospel opens up to us. That we may never be turned back or turned away because of disappointments or because of failures or because of things that don't turn out well, because we say that we believe and X should happen, because that's not always how it works. Jesus prays for us at the end of the Last Supper as he's about to undergo passion, crucifixion, death, and resurrection, because again, that is what life is about. Praying for each other, letting each other be first and us be second, knowing that sometimes, we have to follow in order to lead, and know that leadership sometimes entails giving up what it is that we possess most for the sake and the welfare of others. Easter, again, opens us up to new horizons and new understandings of what it means to be a believer in this world. These are not just horizons that are temporary for the 50 days. These are horizons and understandings that are meant to influence, that are meant to shape, that are meant to nurture our life always as believers in the world. A blessed Easter, St. Francis. May the Lord continue to give you his peace.